Oh my god, it's so wide! That's what she said. What I'm saying to you though is that I'm going to be unboxing this LG ultra wide monitor. It's the 34UM95. I think P is, I don't know what those mean. The C version, I think it doesn't include Thunderbolt, and it's got a black backing to it, whereas this one is a silver aluminium. I think it's all plastic actually, but this one's got a silver finish with a Thunderbolt 2. I've not got Thunderbolt on my Mac Pro, but I'm going to be hooking it up to my Mac Pro with a R9 380 Sapphire card, PC card, which has DisplayPort, HDMI, which doesn't work in OS 10 for some reason, and DVI as well. So I'm going to hook it up and see what happens. Okay, so you want to unbox this. So it's a 21:9 cinema aspect ratio quad HD. So it's not 4K, it's sort of 2K-ish. Thunderbolt 2.0 works with the new Mac Pro, the dustbin Mac Pro trash can if you're a yank, but it does work with my Mac Pro 2010 model, so that's okay. It does. The power brick has this strange three-figured kettle lead thing. It looks like it's a proprietary connection there on the power brick. So the cable, the power cable itself, you know, it's quite long. It's probably about 1.5 meters. HDMI cable is about 1 meter. You also get the so that's the power brick, that's the power connection there. So it's not a standard figure of 8. Life's good if you've got proprietary connections. So those are your pins for the base station. Display port as well, which is the same length as the HDMI cable, about 1 meter long. You've got the stand here, which is very iMac-y, shiny. It's supposed to look like the monitor is levitating, but when you've got cables sticking out, it doesn't look like it's levitating at all. So you put your 2 screws in there. You've got 2 size options there. The top one obviously you're going to use because it's a fairly low monitor, and there is no height adjustment with this, unlike the newer model which has just come out as well, which you can adjust the height. My clip, this plastic thing, I think it's a table tidy. It was actually snapped off, but you know, the plastic bit still snaps on anyway. So here's the beast. It's really wide. You know, it's mouth dropping, mouth watering when you first open it. You do have to get used to the wideness of it. Just pull that sheath off. Ooh, that's so sexual. Pull it. Oh yeah. So yeah, as you can see, it's a little bit iMac-y, Apple-ish. I did fart at this point, by the way, so that might be in it. This sticker on the monitor just peels off. It's only a little sticker bit there, so that's fine. Yes, that was my messy office-ish area. So there's the back of it. You got all your ports in there. You got display ports. 1.4 works fine with a Mac Pro 2010. 2.1 or whatever it is doesn't work very well. It's a bit dodgy, glitchy. You got USB 2.0 upstream. I think 3.0 is there as well. I'm not sure. Take your stand. There are 2 options. I'll do it on the top one. Finger tight to start off with. There we go, and then you can just put this cover on. Just clips on. So I think that's a cable tie thing. So that is now firmly on. Yeah, the adjustment, it's not got much adjustment to it. You can just tilt it up and down. So it does lack in that department. I do have it on a hard drive at the moment to give it more height. So I've been using the monitor for 6 months now. It's I bought it in February 2016. It's now August 2016. So I've been deeply impressed with the monitor. You do need to get used to the ultra wide. It is a bit like you're not sure what to do with it, sort of thing, but once you get used to it, it's generally a really good monitor to have. I do find there is a bit of glare on the right hand side where obviously I've got the window there during the day. I probably don't use the full monitor like during the day. Maybe the bit where there's a glare, I tend to sort of move my windows away from there. So in terms of the build quality, it's a bit wobbly, very wobbly. The stand is just wobble. I have got the monitor on a G-RAID 4TB Firewire hard drive, which is made out of aluminium, or aluminum if you're a Yank, and it's very strong and sturdy. But that actually makes it the height, you know, usable basically. It is a very low monitor. It's just a bit weird how they've not put any height adjustment in it. So it is strange how there is no sort of proper height adjustment up and down on the monitor. They have released a newer model called the LG 34UM98, which has a sort of standardized monitor height adjustment on it. It does sort of make it the depth thicker, and the stand doesn't look as pretty as the sort of the levitating iMac-y rip-off Apple one. But if height adjustment's what you want, then get that one. Also, the newer model has HDMI 2.0, so if you are playing video, you know, if you got your PS4 connected, then if you're going to be using video games, then I would get the 34UM88, because with this one, the one I've got, the 34UM95, it only does 50 Hz HDMI, whereas the newer model does 60 Hz, so you get a faster refresh rate. I have played the PS4 with the 34UM95, and it is a bit smudgy, a bit blurry, but generally lag, I've not really noticed much lag with it. And you know, obviously it is ultra wide, so you do get used to having the pillar boxing on each side. The gloss wise, it's not as shiny, it's not as reflective as an iMac screen. It is matte. It's not as matte as my previous HP monitor, which was, you know, proper matte. This is a bit matte, and it's sort of half and half really. The joystick button I find annoying. The joystick is kind of something that I try not to use. I sort of like, if I want to change the brightness, if it's at night and it's too bright, you know, I kind of like, oh god, I've got to go into the joystick bollocks here. It's just annoying, you know, having to have one button that does everything. It's just annoying. Then you got to press it, you got to sort of go out, you know, you can't just have, you know, brightness up, brightness down, up, down, you know, you got to fuck about with this. Well, I find having firstly, when the monitor is in standby mode, the white light shines on and off, which is just really annoying. So I've just put my Mac Pro to sleep, and now I'm going to press a button on my Mac to wake it up. It's now waking up. This is flashing on and off. This is the standby light. It's now solid light. So now we get the no signal entering power saving mode, and then you have to wait for this light to start flashing. So it starts flashing, and now you can press the button here, click the little joystick button, which is I find the joystick a bit annoying really, to be honest. And then we get a nice grey screen. So this is actually the Mac. I've just put a text dock up. It's just a bit annoying having to turn it off, because for me, I tend to just use, there's around the back there's a power switch, so I just click that on and off. Monitor has gone to sleep. This no signal entering power saving mode, this should flash. This always flashes even when you've turned your computer off and there's no signal. This will remain flashing, which is just obviously quite annoying really. So what I'm now going to do is show you the quick way. So obviously you press a button to turn your Mac Pro on, but I think it actually just works. All you do is put your hand around the back, and there's an actual physical switch around the back, which is much better than this puffy little joystick wank thing. And then it should come straight back on. See, so you don't have to turn it on, wait for this light to stop going, etc, etc. I'm not sure whether this is an issue with Windows users. I've also found sometimes half the panel is sort of glitchy, so I just turn it off, turn it on again, and everything's okay. So there are 1 or 2 glitches when you wake up from sleep, but generally I found it pretty reliable. No dead pixels, but occasionally there is slight glitching, like in the bottom right corner, some glitches appear. So I'm hoping the monitor will just last and last. I was going to get 4K, but I figured that, you know, having more screen real estate would be better. This is the equivalent of having 2 21-inch monitors side by side, and I think the center section is like a 27-inch monitor, so it's basically a 27-inch monitor with a few extra bits on the side which you can use, you know, if you need to, really. Most of the time, like I said with the glare, most of the time I don't use sort of the quarter to the right